There is something special about the way older generations handled pain. They did not always run to a pharmacy. Instead, they went to their kitchens. They reached for the things growing in their gardens, sitting in their pantries, and lining their windowsills. Somehow it worked. Not overnight, not dramatically, but steadily, quietly, over time, it worked. Today, the channel is sharing one of those old-fashioned remedies. Not just one recipe, but two, and they work beautifully together. The first is a thick, golden paste made from 5 everyday ingredients, built around ginger, lemon, raisins, turmeric, and honey. The second is a ground seed and fruit mixture, packed with bone-building minerals and joint-protecting fats. Both are simple to make, inexpensive, and made entirely from things that can be found in most grocery stores. Together, they cover a wide range of what the joints and bones actually need. Less inflammation, better circulation, stronger cartilage, and the right minerals to keep everything from quietly breaking down over time. These recipes will not replace a doctor. They are not magic cures, but they are smart, natural ways to give the body what it needs to manage joint pain, reduce stiffness, and keep moving more comfortably for longer. And both taste far better than most people would expect. Please like and subscribe to Lost Natural Remedies to help this video reach more people who need it. Here is everything: what goes in, why it works, and how to use it. Recipe 1. The Golden Joint Paste. Step 1. The raisins. The first recipe starts with 200 grams of raisins. They go into a bowl of water with half a tablespoon of baking soda stirred in. The baking soda helps clean the raisins. It breaks down any residue or bacteria sitting on the surface from drying and packaging. They soak for 10 to 15 minutes, then get rinsed under cool running water and patted dry with a kitchen towel. Most people think of raisins as just a snack, but raisins are one of the best natural sources of something called boron. Boron is a trace mineral, meaning the body only needs a small amount of it, but it does something really important. It helps the body hold on to calcium properly. Without enough boron, calcium leaches out of the bones and cartilage over time, leads to weaker bones, stiffer joints, and a higher risk of osteoarthritis, which is basically the gradual wearing away of the soft cushioning inside the joints. Raisins also carry calcium directly, along with antioxidants, compounds that fight the kind of internal damage that speeds up joint deterioration. Among all dried fruits, raisins have the highest boron content. That is why they are the starting point. Step 2. The lemons. 2 medium lemons are needed. Before cutting them, boiling water is poured over the skins, which are then scrubbed with baking soda and rinsed clean. This step matters because the whole lemon, skin and all, goes into the paste. The outside needs to be as clean as possible. Once cleaned, the lemons are cut into pieces and the seeds are removed. Seeds are bitter and do not belong in the final mixture. Why lemons? The short answer is vitamin C. Lemons are packed with it, and vitamin C is one of the most important nutrients for joint health. First, it helps the body make collagen. Collagen is the material that makes up cartilage, the rubbery cushion between the bones in every joint. When there is not enough vitamin C, that cushion becomes thin and brittle. When there is plenty of it, the body can maintain and repair it much more effectively. Second, vitamin C fights inflammation. Inflammation is the root cause of most joint pain. Some inflammation is healthy and necessary, but chronic inflammation, the kind that never fully switches off, slowly destroys joint tissue over time. Vitamin C helps turn that down. Third, for anyone who suffers from gout, a condition where uric acid crystals build up inside the joints and cause intense, stabbing pain, vitamin C has been shown to help break those crystals down and reduce how often attacks happen. The lemon is doing a lot of quiet, important work in this recipe. Step 3. The ginger. 70 to 80 grams of fresh ginger root is peeled and cut into chunks. The moment the ginger is cut open, the kitchen smells different. Sharp, warm, and alive. That scent is a hint of the chemistry happening inside. Ginger is one of the most well-studied natural remedies for joint pain. The compounds inside it, called gingerols and shogols, work in a way that is surprisingly similar to common anti-inflammatory medications. They block specific chemical signals in the body that trigger swelling, pain, and stiffness. People with arthritis who use ginger regularly often report less joint swelling, better range of movement, and noticeably less pain. But ginger does something else that is easy to overlook. It warms the body and improves blood circulation. This matters more than most people realize because joints do not have a rich blood supply the way muscles do. They depend on the circulation around them to deliver nutrients and carry away waste. When that circulation is poor, the joints struggle to repair themselves. Ginger gets the blood moving, which means the joints start receiving better nourishment. And better nourishment means a better chance of regenerating the cartilage that keeps movement smooth and painless. If the paste ends up tasting too spicy because of the ginger, simply use a little less next time. The recipe is flexible. At this point, the raisins, lemons, and ginger all go into a blender or through a meat grinder and are processed until smooth. What comes out is a thick, aromatic puree, bright and citrusy from the lemon, warm and punchy from the ginger, and deeply sweet from the raisins. Even at this stage, before anything else is added, this mixture is already doing something useful. The combination of vitamin C and flavonoids, natural plant compounds found in both lemon and ginger, helps lubricate the joints from the inside. Think of it like oil for a squeaky hinge. Step 4. Turmeric and black pepper. 1 tablespoon of turmeric is added to the blended mixture. This is where the paste turns or has that deep golden color. Turmeric has been used in cooking and traditional medicine for thousands of years, and the reason it keeps coming up in health conversations is a compound inside it called curcumin. Curcumin is a natural anti-inflammatory. In plain terms, it turns down the signals in the body that cause inflammation. It has been studied in people with arthritis, joint stiffness, and bone conditions, and the results are consistently encouraging. Less pain, less swelling, better mobility. Some studies have even compared it favorably to over-the-counter anti-inflammatory drugs, without the stomach problems those drugs often cause. Here is the catch, though. Curcumin, on its own, does not absorb well into the bloodstream. The body processes it quickly, and most of it passes through without being used. That is where black pepper comes in. 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper is added. This is not about flavor. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine, and piperine dramatically increases how much curcumin the body can actually absorb and use. Research suggests it can boost curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Without the black pepper, most of the turmeric's benefit is simply lost. These two always belong together. Step 5. The honey. 200 grams of honey goes in last. Honey makes the paste easier to eat, smooths out the sharpness of the lemon and the heat of the ginger, and adds its own real benefits. Honey is not just a sweetener. It has genuine anti-inflammatory properties. It helps calm down swelling and irritation in the body. It has mild pain-relieving effects, and it supports healthy blood flow, which, just like ginger, helps the joints receive the nutrients they need to stay healthy and repair themselves. Raw honey, in particular, carries plant compounds with antimicrobial and antioxidant properties. All 5 ingredients are mixed together thoroughly until the paste is smooth and uniform. It goes into a clean glass jar, sealed tightly, and placed in the refrigerator. Before using it, it should sit for at least 24 hours. This resting time lets the flavors and compounds blend together properly, making the paste both tastier and more effective. The recommended amount is 1 tablespoon, taken twice a day, once in the morning on an empty stomach before breakfast, and once in the evening before dinner. It can be eaten straight from the spoon, or stirred into a glass of warm water to make a soothing drink. Warm, not hot. Hot water breaks down some of the delicate compounds in honey and vitamin C. For best results, take it every day for 1 month, then take a 2-week break, then start again. This stops the body from getting too used to the inputs, keeping things effective over time. Recipe 2. The ground seed and fruit mixture. Now for the second recipe. If the golden paste is about fighting inflammation and lubricating the joints, This mixture is about building the structure underneath, strengthening the bones, feeding the cartilage, and giving the body the minerals it needs to keep everything together. The seeds. This recipe uses 3 types of seeds, and the first thing to know about all of them is this. They must be ground before use. Whole seeds pass through the digestive system largely intact. The body cannot break through the outer shell efficiently enough to get to the nutrients inside. Grinding them first unlocks everything and makes the nutrition fully available. A coffee grinder or blender works perfectly for this. 100 grams of flax seeds go in first. Flax seeds are one of the best plant-based sources of omega-3 fatty acids. Most people associate omega-3s with fish oil, but flax seeds carry them in abundance. These fatty acids are powerful anti-inflammatories. They reduce the inflammation in connective tissue that causes stiffness, and they improve joint mobility over time. Ground flax seeds are also gentle on the digestive system and easy to add to almost anything. 100 grams of sesame seeds. Sesame seeds are extraordinarily rich in calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus, 3 of the most important minerals for bone and joint health. But they also contain a compound called sesame, which has a direct anti-inflammatory effect. Sesame has been specifically studied in relation to arthritis pain, and regular consumption has been linked to a reduced risk of osteoporosis and better regeneration of joints and tendons over time. Sesame seeds are small but remarkably powerful. Then 100 grams of chia seeds. Chia seeds bring another strong dose of omega-3 fatty acids, and they also carry calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus, the same mineral trio as sesame, which means the 2 ingredients are reinforcing each other. The omega-3s reduce inflammation. The minerals strengthen cartilage and bone, and together they support recovery after physical activity and help slow the kind of wear and tear that builds up in the joints over decades. All 3 ground seeds are mixed together in a bowl. The dates, 100 grams of dates, are soaked in hot water for 10 to 15 minutes with 1 teaspoon of baking soda added. The baking soda cleans the dates and helps soften them for blending. After soaking, they are rinsed under running water and the pits are removed. Dates are often thought of as just a sweet snack, but they are genuinely nutritious for the joints and bones. They are high in magnesium, silicon, calcium, and phosphorus, a mineral profile that directly supports bone tissue strength and the elasticity of ligaments. They are also rich in antioxidants that reduce inflammation. Regular consumption of dates has been associated with slowing down degenerative changes in the joints and helping to prevent osteoporosis, particularly in older adults. They also add a natural sweetness to this recipe that makes the whole mixture more pleasant to eat. Pumpkin seeds. 50 grams of pumpkin seeds are added to the mix. Pumpkin seeds carry something the other seeds in this recipe do not: zinc. Zinc is a mineral that plays a specific role in protein synthesis and bone formation. The body uses zinc to build and repair the proteins that make up cartilage and bone tissue. Without enough of it, that repair process slows down. Pumpkin seeds are one of the richest natural sources of zinc available, which makes them a smart addition here. The lemon and ginger 1 lemon is prepared. Washed thoroughly with baking soda and water, cut into pieces with the seeds removed, and a 3 to 4 centimeter piece of fresh ginger root is peeled. Both carry the same benefits described in the first recipe: vitamin C for collagen production and inflammation reduction from the lemon, and the anti-inflammatory and circulation boosting power of ginger. The lemon, ginger, and pumpkin seeds are blended together using a hand blender or pushed through a meat grinder. This blended mixture is then added to the bowl of ground seeds. The honey, 200 grams of honey, is added last, just as in the first recipe. It binds the mixture together, makes it easier to eat, and adds its own anti-inflammatory and circulation-supporting benefits. Everything is mixed thoroughly until well combined. The finished mixture goes into a clean glass jar and is stored in the refrigerator. How to use both recipes. Both the golden paste and the seed mixture are taken the same way: 1 tablespoon twice a day, once in the morning on an empty stomach, and once in the evening before dinner. They can be taken separately or alternated, one in the morning and the other in the evening, for example. Either way, the body is receiving a consistent daily supply of anti-inflammatory compounds, joint lubricating nutrients, bone-building minerals, and circulation-supporting ingredients. The same cycling approach applies to both. 1 month of daily use, followed by a 2-week break, then another month. This keeps the body responding well over the long term. Both mixtures can be eaten straight from the spoon or stirred into warm, not hot, water. Both keep well in the refrigerator. When these two recipes are used alongside each other, they are covering almost every aspect of joint and bone health from a nutritional standpoint. The golden paste handles inflammation, targeting it through ginger, turmeric, vitamin C, and antioxidants, while keeping the joints lubricated and the bones protected with boron and calcium from the raisins. The seed and fruit mixture handles structure, delivering omega-3s to reduce inflammation in connective tissue, calcium and magnesium, and phosphorus to keep bones and cartilage dense and resilient, zinc to support protein synthesis and repair, and the antioxidant power of dates to slow degenerative changes. Together, they are not duplicating each other. They are filling in each other's gaps. That is what makes using both of them worthwhile. None of these ingredients are expensive. None of the steps require any special skill. What both recipes ask for, above everything else, is consistency. 1 tablespoon, twice a day, every day. That is the whole commitment. These recipes work best as part of a wider approach to health. Staying hydrated, moving regularly even when the joints are sore, eating a varied diet full of vegetables and whole foods. These things matter alongside any natural remedy. For anyone managing a diagnosed joint condition or taking medication for any health issue, a conversation with a doctor before starting is always a good idea. Ginger and turmeric in concentrated amounts can interact with certain medications, particularly blood thinners. For the vast majority of people, those who want to take better care of their joints, reduce everyday inflammation, and invest in long-term mobility, both of these recipes are genuinely worthwhile habits. Small, daily decisions that add up to something meaningful over months and years. Start with 1 jar of each. Be consistent. Pay attention to how the body feels after 3 or 4 weeks. The body has a way of making it very clear when something is working. That is the whole thing. 2 recipes, 10 ingredients, 1 tablespoon twice a day. Until then, grow something, eat something real.